Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today, 20th May 2015, marks exactly the date 2 years ago, 20th May 2013, when the member for Diego Martin West piloted a motion of no confidence in this very House against me. That was just one of a number of no confidence motions brought by the opposition against me and other members of my government. And we have stood here and answered every allegation. We have never wavered in our commitment to accountability and transparency. That motion of no confidence was timed, in some senses, as far as they were concerned, well timed, because it was on the eve of our 3rd anniversary of the election of the People's Partnership Government. The motion was based on a document which the member for Diego Martin West claimed to have received in his mailbox 6 months prior to bringing it before this Honourable House. That document, the member said, contained 31 emails which he alleged were exchanged between the former Attorney General, other senior cabinet ministers, including the member for Tabaquite, the member for Old Pooch East, the former Minister of National Security, and myself. The no confidence motion was a very sharp and dangerous dagger aimed at the very heart of the government with such surgical political precision. It was clear that it could be a move to destabilize my government. Indeed, Honourable Speaker, had it succeeded, I would have been forced to resign as Prime Minister. The member for Diego Martin West prosecuted a case against me and other members of my cabinet in this Honourable House, and therefore in the court of public opinion, his only evidence being the contents of those alleged emails. The member also insinuated we were attempting to manipulate the justice system by having the DPP removed from office, by offering a judicial appointment and planning to use corrupt proceeds of criminal activity. Mrs. Speaker, I sat right here, as did so many others, and those looking on through the national systems. We sat in shock, we sat in disbelief and horror as the member for Diego Martin West made these most serious allegations against us. We sat and we listened as a treacherous tale was constructed about a criminal conspiracy being hatched by the duly elected government of our country. Mr. Speaker, some wondered how a man with aspirations to lead our country could abuse his position in the Parliament and his office in such a manner. Mr. Speaker, unlike the member for Diego Martin West, on hearing the seriousness of the allegations, I took swift action. I did not wait 6 months to act. I immediately rejected these emails as fraudulent, fake, and fictitious. And on that same day, that dreadful day, I referred the matter to the Commissioner of Police for investigation forthwith. And I'd also learned by then that the Integrity Commission was already seized of the matter through the member from Diego Martin West on that day. Mr. Speaker, I understood the effect these disclosures would have not only on the population, but on the international image of our country. The member for Diego Martin West read into the record of this House the contents of those alleged emails. Honourable Speaker, these outrageous, false and scandalous allegations sent a chill down the spine of the body politic of Trinidad and Tobago. No one could believe that a person who aspires to be this country's Prime Minister would be so reckless and irresponsible as to put on record of the Parliament such a serious matter without any corroboration or any inquiry from the relevant authorities. Any reasonable person would then have assumed that the member for Diego Martin West would have done so, would have done his due diligence, would have checked the authenticity of the documents, and would have been satisfied that it had crossed a minimum reasonable threshold of independent verification. Honourable Speaker, since these statements were made in this Honourable House, There's been a cloud over our country and my government. The allegations have caused a sense of fear and suspicion to take root amongst some members of the population, and rightly so, having regard to the seriousness of the allegations and from the person from whom they came. Given the obvious intent of the statements and the effect it had on this country, I consider my duty, Honourable Speaker, the first opportunity I've had, to inform this Honourable House and the nation about the contents of a letter my lawyers received yesterday, dated May 19, 2015, from the Integrity Commission. In that letter, captioned Investigation into alleged email affair by the Integrity Commission, the registrar stated, and I quote, "The Commission, pursuant to Section 34(6) of the Act, is satisfied that there are no or insufficient grounds for continuing the investigation into the above matter, and accordingly, this investigation is hereby terminated." End of quote. Mr. Speaker, you may recall that Google Incorporated filed a sworn declaration in the California courts in a case filed by the former Attorney General confirming that the purported emails and email account anan@gmail.com did not exist and were therefore fake. Instead of apologizing or withdrawing allegations, the member responded by saying the former Attorney General had declared himself unto himself, he cried. "We must await the outcome of the investigation by the Independent Integrity Commission." That was the chant then from the members on the other side. You know, the one thing that I remember, one thing I think that the member and I agree upon is that the Integrity Commission is an independent institution. And therefore I understood his persistence and burning desire to have the matter investigated by such an independent body. Honourable Speaker, you may well know the Integrity Commission is established under Sections 138 of the Constitution, 138 and 39 of the Constitution. Its members, the commissioners, are set out in the Integrity in Public Life Act. They are appointed by the President after consultation with the Leader of the Opposition and the Prime Minister. Appointed by the President, Leader of the Opposition, consultation having been placed by the President. This commission that has deliberated on this matter and sent a letter to my lawyers is chaired by retired Court of Appeal Judge, Mr. Justice Zainul Hussain, whose tenure in the judiciary spanned approximately 15 years. The Deputy Chairman is retired Justice Mr. Sebastian Vento, who served as a judge of the Supreme Court for 14 years. The other members appointed by His Excellency include Mr. Pete London, accountant, Dr. Shelley Ann Lalchan, surgeon, and Mr. Deoran Jagannath, a petroleum and environmental engineer. Mr. Speaker, these are the members of this independent commission appointed by the President. And today, Mr. Speaker, there is an attempt by some to question the integrity of the Integrity Commission. And that is why I thought I would spend a moment to explain the establishment of the Commission under the Constitution, the manner in which they are appointed, and to remind ourselves of the members who comprise that Commission, which sent us this letter. And so, we also want to remember, Mr. Speaker, that the members repeatedly expressed a clear preference for an investigation by the Integrity Commission over that of the police service. In an article entitled, and I quote, "Rowley Knocks Top Cop," end of quote, in the Trinidad Express on July 8th, 2013, the member insisted that the Integrity Commission was a proper body in law to investigate this matter. This was repeated several times by the same member and by others and carried in the media. And Mr. Speaker, we have here May 20th, 2013, where the member said, "I call on the Integrity Commission to discharge its responsibility." Goes on May 20th, 2013, July 8th, 2013, July 10th, 2013, July 17th, 2013. In all